Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday Recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a bit about my last week in games. And when it comes to EVE Online, I had a pretty normal week, I would say. In EVE Online I managed to do a little bit of actual exploration, going after some signatures. I found mostly data sites, which are not all that rewarding, but it's better than nothing, of course. And then I found a couple of good combat sites as well, just no luck with the drops this week. So pretty nice to get back into that rotation a little bit. Found myself actually enjoying that quite a lot. And then I also did a couple of logistics runs as well, still consolidating those final bulky items into Amar, and it's going quite well. Obviously I've got a pretty good ship for that, and I think overall, while I didn't spend a lot of time playing EVE Online, the time that I spent in there was pretty nice and relaxing. I don't think we got the skilling spree this week. It was all about joining one of the proving grounds, I believe. Oh no, actually it's like the celebration, Galante celebration days. Those are the ones that popped up there. But well, I still did my PI as well, of course. And if you follow EVE Talk, you know that it's actually a decently good time in all likeliness to be selling, especially mechanical parts. Those are surprisingly high, and I personally think that over the summer we will see prices decline for PI, and so I'm planning to do a little bit of PI selling at this point as well. And then for the BPCs, it's going quite well. It's again next week where I'm making the next batch of them, but freighters are selling really well, none of them selling below 10 million at this point, so we're getting some nice margins there. And then again for the combat ships, carriers, dreadnoughts, things like that, it's really a bit of a mixed bag. Some of them are extremely high and then some of them are extremely low, so it really depends on the individual ship and the demand for that in nullsec. Basically the meta of nullsec that is determining how well some of my BPCs are doing. For structures, well, it's slowly selling. It's still not great. Prices are, well, at low margins, I would personally say. And then of course we also had the mass test last week, so I joined that one. The focus is still on DirectX 12 and the graphical updates, and this was a major improvement over the previous mass test the week before, where it was a really big problem. Just moving your camera, zooming in and out, crashed your FPS to next to nothing. This one, that major hurdle was obviously taken. This was much better, and while the performance in my opinion was still not optimal, it was definitely a lot more stable. So I felt like the client could easily handle the mass test. Couple hundred people, go to a structure, lots of grid changes, shoot a structure, and then a PvP battle at the end. It all went very smoothly, I would say. FPS did drop down to like the 30s and things like that, so again not optimal, but I could move my camera, I could zoom in and out, I could go to different ships and take a look at them. All of that went without feeling like, ouch, I'm asking too much, the client might crash, or problems like that. So I'd say that that's very good news. CCP, I think, has managed to update things so that it's actually workable, doable, stable enough that I don't expect too many major problems there. And then of course we still have the next development phases for EVE Online, which, well, it's been pretty quiet over the last week again, and I did mention that a couple times before, but we know from experience that summertime is basically very, very important in Iceland, because, well, they have that midnight sun, so their winters are extremely brutal, and so during summertime there's like lots of vacation and lots of non-work related activities that might actually slow things down at CCP quite considerably. So we'll have to wait and see how things develop, if they come out with more announcements, or if most of the stuff that they announced at FanFest will actually be for the later part of the year. And despite the pretty regular amount of time that I spend in EVE, I also managed to find some time for Civilization 6. So that is at the moment the game that I'm going back to whenever I want to really relax. And basically I start up as an easy Civilization game and just try to knock out another achievement. This time it was to win a game with Philips II, who is Spain, I believe. And very interesting, very powerful as well for my regular playstyle. So what I tend to do is really push the economics in Civilization 6, try to earn a lot of gold so that I can buy stuff at rates that the other civilization can't follow, and then I can basically decide what my second focus is. I can go religion, can go military, culture, whatever I want. All of those are pretty easy options, and this time we went like scorched earth. I decided to immediately build up an army, attack as well. Once I got those resources going, I actually switched a little bit to religion because to my surprise I actually managed to grab a religion on this one as well, and we ended up actually with a religious victory. But it's still definitely a lot of fun to just start out a civilization, build it out, have a plan, try to execute that. And on an easy game, I mean, even if you completely screw everything up or you take the weakest options, you'll still come out on top because it is an easy game. But for me, that's always a nice little fun experience, just a puzzle to lay down, play through that, see where we end up, see if there's maybe some challenges that the AI surprises you or something like that. Sometimes you get some pretty powerful opponents all of a sudden, but overall, yeah, a very nice and relaxing time playing Civilization 6, and I think I'm planning to do another achievement on that one as well, so I'll probably be playing that for another week, maybe a little bit more. Looking forward to stuff. I noticed the Starfield announcement. So I think for everything that I've seen there, Starfield is still the one that's highest on my personal radar. I saw Diablo 4, but well, considering Diablo Immortal, I personally am kind of worried for cash up problems and things like that. So that's definitely a wait and see. I'm not jumping on that for day one for sure. But Starfield, well, definitely waiting for reviews and things like that as well. I think on the one hand, it promises to be a pretty nice Bethesda experience, a new IP, in space, sci-fi, but you'll probably be able to like build out cool bases, ships and stories, and explore a vast world, a little bit like Skyrim. What I'm mostly worried about is that this is going to ask a lot for the engine, or of the engine, and well, you can see from what they've shown that it's basically like the Skyrim engine or the Fallout engine that's going to have to carry all of this. So I am basically bracing for a bug-ridden experience and a couple of patches needed to just stabilize the whole game. But well, honestly, I think I am looking forward to Starfield at this point, and that may become a full price purchase for me from what I've seen so far. And that was my last week in games, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.